If you have a DJI camera, if you have a DJI camera, these are the accessories you need. DJI's cameras have quickly become my absolute favorite to use in order to capture my videos and life's events. But in order to capture the shots that I need, I have found out also very quickly that you're gonna need some accessories. So in this video, I wanna give you my top recommendations for accessories that are quality, easy to use, and most importantly, if you're just starting out, affordable. To start right out, I wanna give you a little bit of a disclosure. All of that gear that I splashed onto the table just a moment ago was sent to me by Telesin. Now, not everything that they sent me is going to be in this video because I didn't find it something I would use personally, so I don't wanna promote it to you guys. It didn't make me give a good review. It's something I'm going to or would use in my daily video shoots, so I'm definitely gonna recommend it to you if I think that you'll get some value from it. With that, let's get on to our first accessory. This right here I've been looking for a long time and just never pulled the trigger, and I'm really glad I didn't because Telesin did send me this little portable bag purse. It does have Molly gear though, so just add a little bit of accessory or ability to accessorize the outside of this with clips or something you want to clip onto here. There's also a little bit of webbing on the outside and a little wristlet if you have smaller hands. The outside is like a neoprene, waterproof almost, but I don't think it's fully waterproof, but the zipper does have a nice waterproof layer on it, so try to keep as much water out from your gear as possible, so definitely good there. Most importantly, what I really love about this and why I'm recommending it to you, if you have the DJI Pocket 3 specifically, is I love the organization of this bag. They did a really good job giving you all these different compartments on the inside. You could fit your Pocket 3, you can even fit your Action 4. Our next accessory is also from Telesin, and it is these DJI quick mounts. If you're not familiar with these things are awesome. DJI has come up with this system that everyone else has now pretty much implemented into their action cameras. I don't know if they were the first, but it's one of the first that I remember. And these little quick mounts were a game changer for me for several reasons. First, if you want to remove your camera really quickly, you can still hold the framing of your shot if you're using, say, the DJI Action 4, and you don't have to worry about resetting up your camera entirely. Say you need to charge it or change the battery. All you have to do is disconnect the camera, but you can keep the monopod or tripod or whatever you're using to mount your camera in the same exact position, and you don't have to worry about reframing anything, which I love. If you've never used a DJI Action camera before and aren't really familiar with these, let me show you how they work. All these do is just fit right into those little clip areas, snaps on, and your action camera is ready to go. One of the reasons I love this also is how easy this is. You just pinch those two clips and it comes undone. I also think the build quality of these is very good. It's exactly like DJI's. I didn't test them out compared to DJI's, but they feel exactly the same. The magnet feels very strong. The little clips on the side are like an aluminum. They're not like a plastic. And lastly, for what these things are, what I really appreciate about them from Telesin is that they're like $6 cheaper than DJI's. And they're exactly the same thing without the DJI branding, but $13 compared to $20 for one of these is a definite benefit for you, especially if you want to buy a bunch of these to mount your camera in several different positions. Next, quickly, I do want to talk about these. Now, this is a cage from SmallRig, but I also have a cage for my DJI Pocket 3, which is from Ulanzi, and regardless of what company you want to use, I think that if you have any DJI camera, you should get a cage. It allows you to mount your camera in several different points. It keeps your camera a little bit more protected. Mainly, it gives you several more mounting points. It gives you the ability to quick mount with these little quick mounts from Telesin that I just showed you. all over the body of the cage, which is a very nice feature. This one from Small Rig for my DJI Action 4 has a nice cold shoe mount. It's got mounts on the bottom for 1/4-20. You can see I have a little Arca Swiss plate on the bottom of it right now, but there is also a mount for the quick attachment from DJI. You can also do it on the side, as you can see, and it snaps on there very nicely. And I even really like that it has this door, so you have quick access to the battery, you have access to all compartments. It's got a 1/4-20 on the bottom, and it's very easy to get your camera in and out. And that's just Small Rigs, but they're all very similar. I think that a cage for your camera is an absolute necessity if you're shooting with a DJI camera. All right, so we've talked about cages with your DJI camera. I think naturally the next most important piece of gear you can have is a tripod, or more specifically a monopod such as this one from Ulanzi. I've had this thing for a while now, so I highly recommend it because I've used it for many years and I love it. There's been a couple different renditions, but they're all pretty similar with a little bit more features. But the thing I really like about this is how many features it has. You can extend this thing out pretty far. I think it's like 81 or 82 meters, no clue what that is in feet. And you can get yourself some unique shots if you're like a vlogger, want to show your viewers kind of what's going on around you, if you're in a really cool area and not, you know, just your kitchen, living room area. And then when you're done with that, you can collapse it back really quick, go right back into your vlog style shot. And then say you want to set your camera down, maybe shoot a time lapse or just talk to your camera. It folds out into this tripod, which is very sturdy, wide leg. You can pop it up to frame your shot the way you want it. This middle column here is like an aluminum, so it's a little bit more sturdy than just being plastic, and it slides a lot better. You can even tighten this so that it doesn't want to collapse back. I usually just keep it loose so I can, you know, transition in and out very quickly. And then when you're done with that, closes right back up, folds it back up, can go right into your bag without any issues. And I really like that, you know, you could just throw your little magnetic mount on there from Telesin or DJI, snaps right back onto your camera for just quick release, take your camera off and go. If you have your cage on your Pocket 3, can do the same exact thing. It's really a great product, and most importantly, it is very affordable, around 30 bucks for this thing. I use it every time I shoot. Anytime I pick up a camera, this thing's coming with me. But let's move on to the next piece of gear. Next, I want to talk with you about ND filters. Now, if you aren't aware or aren't familiar with neutral density filters or ND filters, they're pretty much just sunglasses for your lens. Now, it's not the brightest day out here. My exposure's pretty good, honestly, but say it was a much brighter day and you wanted to keep your exposure the same, not have the camera kind of decide what your exposure values are, and keep, you know, similar motion with your shutter speed and everything throughout your frame rates, you're gonna need ND filters. Telesin did send me some ND filters for the DJI Action 4 and 5, as well as the Pocket 3. Unfortunately, for the Action 4 and 5, they come in this horrible ring-looking case. It's great if you have a ring, but for neutral density filters, I like something a little bit more carry friendly, and maybe they have different options. This is just what they send me. And the reason I don't recommend Telesin's ND filters for the DJI Action 4 is because of the design. Now, compared to K&Fs, these just slide over your lens like so. So we have a ND32, which would probably work pretty decent here. And if I take the little plastic piece off of there, the nice thing is that it is convenient. It slides right over your lens, just with a pressure kind of system, and slides on just like that. You can see it's gotten a little bit darker. My camera is not set in auto, so nothing's going to change in order to maintain proper exposure. So you kind of have to just figure that out yourself. There is an easy way of doing that. If you want to know how, let me know in the comments below. And here's ND16, and that looks pretty good. Again, I don't think I had it too high. It's not that sunny of a day. The sun is currently in the clouds and it's towards like the afternoon, late afternoon, evening time. But this you could get away with. You could probably boost your exposure in post and still be fine. Let's take the 16 off of there. And they also sent us an ND8, which for some reason I thought I had way higher ones, but that might be for the Pocket 3s. So ND8 might actually be right on the money as far as exposure. This is probably the best exposure. And they also do send a CPL filter, which kind of cuts back on some glares in your image. So if you're shooting maybe like inside of a car or near the water, is a big one, you're gonna wanna use like a CPL filter to reduce glare. So there's ND8, and now here is the CPL filter on there. And it might have just like brightened stuff up a little bit. So definitely could be a solid option for you. And I'm just gonna leave that CPL filter on there. I just wish they had a better case for these, especially, but if you are somebody that just kind of mounts your camera somewhere and aren't afraid of these kind of popping off of your lens, these could be a great option for you and also very affordable. Let's grab the K&F ones and I'll show you the difference. So these are the K&F filters, as you can see, and these are the Telesin ones. You can see there's a little bit difference in size, and that difference is because these just push onto your lens that's already screwed onto the Action 4 or 5, while these, you actually remove that clear lens and screw these onto the actual lens, which I actually prefer these because once you figure out which ND filter you need, you screw these on, you don't have to worry about them popping off. And also you can just put them right back in that case and clean them off, and you don't have to worry about getting as much smudges on there. Now they do take a little bit of time and you do have to dial it in. And if something changes, it's not as easy just to pop this off and put a new one on as, you know, this one you have to unscrew and put on another one. But I think the security of just screwing this on and having it you know, not worry about losing it or anything like that, definitely is worth the money, and these really aren't that much more expensive than the Telesin version. Now when it comes to using the Pocket 3, K&F and Telesin also offer the same exact option, and it is these magnetic ND filters, and these ones actually do come in this nice foam. These are Telisins, but I also have the same exact thing for K&F. I have another video that I'll link up above for the DJI Pocket 3's accessories specifically, where I talk more about the K&F version of these ND filters, but Telisins are pretty much exactly the same and they work exactly the same. If you turn on your Pocket 3, you'll see the lens will pop up, turn around, because that's how I had it set last. And the same thing as before, there's ND 16, 64, and 256. All these do is quickly magnetize right onto the lens, and now you have your ND filter. But the nice thing is, you turn off your Action camera, it folds back. It still closes flush without any obstruction with these lenses or with these ND filters, so you don't have to worry at all about losing them, and they magnetize on there pretty good. Now if you dropped your camera, it would probably pop off, so something to be aware of. But K&F and Telesin both crushed it with these ND filters for the DJI Pocket 3, and it comes with again a CPL 16, 64, and 256. And for how affordable this gear is, it comes out very clear. You don't see any vignetting coming from the sides. Either way, you can't go wrong. But let's move on to our next piece of gear. So you have all your camera gear set up, which is just half of the battle. The next thing you need to focus on is audio. If you're anything like me, I like to shoot stuff where I'm not holding the camera all of the time, but I can still talk to the camera, and even from a distance. And that's where I introduce to you wireless microphones. Now currently I'm using the DJI Mic Mini. Hold on one second, he's destroying this ball. Give me that thing. Give me this thing. Okay. But the nice thing about this is that you can film what you're doing at a distance, not have to worry about not having clear audio. And if you have a pit bull like me, you can even turn your back to the camera and you still have quality audio up into a certain point, as long as you're in clear line of sight of the ball of the camera. And it's good to have good audio because, ow, give me. As long as I can't run on this, hurts my feet. Give it. Now, in my opinion, quality audio is just as important, if not more important, than having quality video. And since you already have a DJI camera, you have the quality video down. I highly recommend getting a DJI microphone. It's a little bit more expensive than some other microphones, but it syncs perfectly with DJI's cameras. If you get the DJI Mic Mini, it's a little bit more affordable, but doesn't have as many features as the DJI Mic 2, whereas the DJI Mic 2 offers 32-bit float recording internally, so you never have to worry about losing quality audio. Do yourself a favor, buy once, cry once, get a wireless microphone from DJI. All right, we're back inside. And if you've made it this far, what I want you to gather from this video entirely is that you don't need to spend a ton of money in order to have quality gear for your DJI cameras. But if you want to get more specific with your camera, get more specific shots, you do have to invest in a little bit of gear. My recommendation is, before you go out and spend a ton of money, I would just buy gear as you need it, as you kind of develop and kind of figure out where you're going to use your camera. Once you need something, then get it, but shop around on companies such as Telesin, Small Rig, Ulanzi. They all offer great products that are affordable and very good quality. If you've liked the image that you've seen in this video, I have shot this on the Pocket 3 and the DJI Action 4. Both of those cameras shoot in D-Log-M. And if you're interested to see how I edit and grade D-Log-M footage, check out this next video I have where we go out to Kelly's Island and I get some really cool shots of the island there and go over how I grade this footage using Final Cut Pro. I really love the D-Log-M profile. It allows you to pull a lot of colors and a lot more detail back into the image. And it's really a fun color profile to edit. And in that video, I go over exactly how I do it so you can get similar looking images that I have. And it all starts here with your camera. So check that out. I'll see you guys on the next one. Coming inside? No? Not coming inside? Okay.